Namaste. So now I'm going to read chapter 8 of Oshos commentaries on the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra from the Book of Secret. And the 8th chapter is called Several Stop Techniques. It contains 3 techniques actually. So the sutras. 25. Just as you have the impulse to do something, stop. 26. When some desire comes, consider it, then suddenly kid it. 27. Roam about until exhausted and then, dropping to the ground, in this dropping, be whole. So now I read the commentaries on the techniques. So now we do technique number 25. Stop. Just as you have the impulse to do something, stop. The mechanism of these techniques of stopping is to throw you suddenly into inactivity. The point must come suddenly, because if you try to be inactive, you will turn it into activity. So do not try and suddenly be inactive. That is the meaning of stop. You're running and I say stop. Do not try, just stop. If you try, you will miss the point. For example, you are sitting here. If I say stop, then stop immediately then and there. Not a single moment is to be missed. If you try and adjust and you settle down and then say, okay, now I will stop, you have missed the point. Suddenly is the base, so do not make any effort to stop. Just stop. You can try it anywhere. You are taking your bath, suddenly order yourself to stop. And stop. And even if it's only for a single moment, you will feel a different phenomenon happening within you. You are thrown to the center and suddenly everything stops. Not only the body. When the body stops totally, your mind stops also. When you say stop, do not breathe then. Let everything stop. No breathing, no body movement. For a single moment, remain in this stop, and you will feel you have penetrated suddenly at rocket speed to the center. And even a glimpse is miraculous, revolutionary. It changes you by and by. You can have more clear glimpses of the center. That is why inactivity is not to be practiced. Use it suddenly when you are unaware. So first remember, the impulse must be authentic, real. Only with a real impulse does energy move. And when a real impulse is suddenly stopped, the energy becomes suspended. With no dimension from where to move out, it turns in. It has to move, it cannot remain there. Just as you have the impulse to do something, stop. Try it. Remember 3 things. 1, try it only when a real impulse is there. Secondly, do not think about stopping, just stop. And thirdly, wait. When you have stopped, no breathing, no movement, wait and see what happens. Do not try. When I say to wait, I mean do not try now to think about the inner center. Then you will again miss. Do not think of the self, of the Atman. Do not think that now the glimpse is there, now the glimpse is coming. Do not think. Just wait. Let the impulse, the energy, move by itself. If you start thinking about the Brahman and the Atman and the center, the energy will have moved into this thinking. You can waste this inner energy very simply. Just a thought will be enough to give it a direction. Then you will go on thinking. When I say stop, it means stop totally, fully. Nothing is moving, as if the whole time has stopped. There is no movement. Simply you are. In that simple existence, suddenly the center explodes. It really burns. So I just want to repeat one more sentence because it makes things so clear. So first remember, the impulse must be authentic, real. Only with a real impulse does energy move. And when a real impulse is suddenly stopped, the energy becomes suspended. With no dimension from where to move out, it turns in. It has to move. It cannot remain there. So beautiful. I love this meditation very, very much. And you can do it also while dancing. You just turn music on and you dance, and then suddenly the music off and you stop. It's so beautiful. Yeah. So just let's stop a little bit for some seconds. So, technique number 26, faith and desire. When some desire comes, consider it, then suddenly quit it. This is a different dimension of the same technique. You feel a desire for sex, a desire for love, a desire for food, anything. You feel a desire, consider it. When the sutra says consider it, it means do not think for or against it, just consider the desire what it is. A sexual desire comes to the mind, you say, this is bad, this is not consideration. You have been taught that this is bad, so you are not considering this desire, you are consulting the scriptures, you are consulting the past teachers, the rishis, sages. You are not considering the desire itself, you are considering something else. You are considering many things. Your conditioning, your upbringing, your education, your culture, your civilization, your religion, but not the desire. Consideration here means not interpreting, but just looking at the fact as it is. The desire is there. Look at it directly, immediately. Do not bring in your thoughts or ideas, because no thought is yours and no idea is yours. Everything has been given to you. Every idea is a borrowed thing. Do not bring in thinking. Just look at the desire, at what it is, as if you do not know anything about it. Face it. Encounter it. That is what is meant by consider it. So encounter it. There are two parts to this technique. First, remain with the fact, aware, attentive of what is happening. When you feel a sexual desire, what is happening in you? See how you become feverish, how your body begins to tremble, how you feel a sudden madness creeping in, how you feel as if you are possessed by something else. Feel it, consider it. Do not exercise any judgment, just move into this fact, the fact of sexual desire. Do not say it is bad. Consider it, observe it, and then the second part. This is really beautiful. Shiva says, then suddenly quit it. How to quit it? When you have considered a thing totally, it is very easy. It is as easy as dropping this paper from my hand. Quit it. What will happen? A desire is there. You have not suppressed it, and it is moving out. It is coming up. It has stirred your whole being. Consideration makes one capable of quitting it. You can do it. And if you cannot do it, remember, you have not considered the fact. Then you were against it all the time, thinking how to leave it. Then you cannot quit it. When suddenly the urge is there and you quit it, the whole energy takes a jump inward. The technique is the same, only the dimension differ. When some desire comes, consider it, then suddenly quit it. This is also a very, very good technique. I worked with this a lot when I was living in the ashram Tapoban in Nepal. And also the book I'm reading from is the Tapoban publication. So it's a really wonderful place in the Nepali mountains, Nagarjuna Hills. You should go there. It will deepen your meditation and open you up in many dimensions. It's a beautiful place. So, now, yeah, almost finished. Now I want to read the technique 27. Exhaust yourself and drop to the ground. Roam about until exhausted and then dropping to the ground. In this dropping, be whole. Just run in a circle, jump, dance, and run again until you are exhausted, until you feel that now not a single step more can be taken. But you will have to understand that your mind will say that now you are completely exhausted. Do not pay any attention to the mind. Go on running, dancing, jumping, go on. Do not pay any attention. The mind will say that now you are exhausted, now you cannot go anymore. Continue until you feel, not think, until you feel that the whole body is tired, that a single step more has become impossible, and if I move, I will fall down. When you feel that you are falling down and now you cannot move, that the body has become heavy and tired and completely exhausted, then dropping to the ground. In this dropping, be whole. Then drop. Remember, be so exhausted that dropping happens of itself. If you continue, you will drop. The point has come. You're just on the verge of dropping. Then the sutra says, drop, and in this dropping, be whole. That is the central point in the technique. When you are dropping, be whole. What is meant? Do not drop just according to the mind. That is one thing. Do not plan it. Do not try to sit. Do not try to lie down. Drop as a whole, as if the whole body is one and it has dropped. And you are not dropping it, because if you are dropping it, then you have two parts. You who is dropping it and the body which has been dropped. Then you are not whole. Then you are fragmentary, divided. Drop it as a whole. Drop yourself totally. And remember, drop. Do not arrange it. Fall down dead. In this dropping, be whole. If you can drop in this way, you will feel for the first time your whole being, your wholeness. You will feel for the first time your center, not divided but one, unitary. How can it happen? The body has 3 layers of energy. One is for day-to-day affairs, which is very easily exhausted. It is just for routine work. The second is for emergency affairs. It is a deeper layer. When you are in emergency, only then it is used. And the third is the cosmic energy, which is infinite. The first can be easily exhausted. If I say to you, run, you will take 3 or 4 rounds and you will say, I'm feeling tired. Really, you are not feeling tired. The first layer is exhausted. The first moment you feel it is going beyond you, it is not going beyond you, it is just going beyond the first layer. And when the first layer is finished, you will feel tired. When the second layer is finished, you will feel, if I do anything now, I will be dead. That is the right moment, and the moment when you need courage, a little courage, and you will penetrate the third, the deepest, infinite layer. This technique helps you very easily to fall into that cosmic ocean of energy. Roam about until exhausted, and then dropping to the ground. In this dropping, be whole. And when you drop to the ground totally, for the first time you will be whole, unitary, one. There will be no fragments, no divisions, and the mind with its divisions will disappear, and a being that is undivided, indivisible, will appear for the first time. Wonderful. So also this technique I did very often when I was living in Tapoban, in the ashram in Nepal. Actually all 3 techniques I know from there. And, well, actually, they have to be done really totally. Like, you have to be completely exhausted, your body. Like, for example, once, I did a lot of fasting in Nepal. So, if you fast, of course, usually my body didn't have so much energy, so it was very easy to exhaust the layers and to come to the cosmic energy layer, because anyway, I did not have the energy from food. But also, once I did dynamic meditation 7 times in a day, and also I was fasting. But this dynamic meditation gave me so much energy that I could do it 7 times, and I even could have done it more than 7 times. But then I just didn't want to go anymore, because I had realized a really important fact, that the energy, the cosmic energy, is really inexhaustible. It's like it will never finish, but then your body also has to adjust. This is another thing, and also we don't want to develop cities where you have supernatural powers. It's not useful, but actually the cosmic energy really is inexhaustible, and if we really want it, we could do much more than we do in our daily consciousness, in our daily routine. We live really on a low energetic level, and if we really want to go to our maximum, we have to do much more, and we are much more capable of doing, and we have way more energy, way more energy. So this is like my observation from Nepal, which I want to share with you. And it has been a wonderful time for me in Nepal, also very hard, because I was pushed also very hard by Arun, the master there, but it was very good for me, otherwise it would not have worked for me. I need some push sometimes, at least at that time I needed it. Now I don't need it anymore, it comes by itself. So it was a wonderful, hard learning time in Nepal. I can really recommend to go there and to live there for a while. It's a blessing to be there amongst these beautiful people. And also amongst Swamiji, also he is nice and loving. And yeah, thank you so much. Namaste.